along the samsara, we have already done the wholesome karma and also unwholesome karma in the past. So the mind uh, carrying the potency of the karma. So the karma are pending, the potency of karma are pending to give their results. As we had done both wholesome and unwholesome karma in uncountable previous life. So we have the pending potency of wholesome and unwholesome. So the wholesome karma match with the good condition, like association with wise and living in the suitable place and living in the place where has the good weather and the abundance of the food like this. They are the many things, many of the good condition. So when a good condition is there, although a bad karma produce it is bad result at that time, it's not so strong. It does not give the very strong effect to the person. And you know, when you are affected by any types of disease, when you live in the community of the physical how to say, the medical doctor, they can have you whenever the disease comes, and then they will give the treatment. So although the unwholesome karma produce, it is unwholesome, it is bad result, evil results. It can be influenced by the good condition. So if you know a person's house is burned down and caused by the fire, at that time in our country, you know, there are many people, they are willing to have that kind of person whose house is burned down. Living in that community, whenever you get in trouble, the people are willing to support you, willing to help you. That is a good condition. So due to the having good condition, the evil result produced by the unwholesome karma can be reduced. The effect of evil result can be reduced. So that is why I suggest to hold a good condition. Although we have done unwholesome karma, so we have to find a good condition to cover. So how can we hold the good karma is the Buddha already mentioned in many sutta, like a Mangala Sutta. So 38 types of Mangala. So it is very popular in Myanmar. The 38 types of auspicious things are considered as a good condition. So the first one, not association with foolish people. So when you try to avoid the foolish people, you will have a good condition. And the second one, association with wise people, like this. So in many sutta, the Buddha mentioned how to live in your life to have a good condition. So in brief, we can say at the beginning, you have to avoid the foolish people, and you have to approach to the wise person. Then you have to live where you have a good condition to perform the wholesome action like this. And also the place of higher education. So the way educated people live, that also considered as a good condition. And a good weather, good food like this. So we can understand many good conditions. To maintain the good condition also, we have to fulfill, we have to find the auspicious things as mentioned in the Mangala Sutta. And also we have to avoid the, the cause of the failure or cause of the dangers, as mentioned in the Parabhava Sutta like this. The Buddha's Sutta teaching mentioned a lot of the conducive to have a good condition. And this is very good question for the daily life. So we have to learn Abhidhamma in this way. Not only knowing, understanding the Abhidhamma teaching, we have to study how to apply Abhidhamma teaching into our daily life too. So for this question is related to the dosa mula citta. So the consciousness based on the hatred, dosa. So when dosa mula arises, I will introduce later. There are 9 the causes. So considering, when you consider about someone who destroy your benefits, your welfare, who disrupt your welfare, that anger aroused in your mind. And the other thing, when you consider about the person who make support for your opposite person or enemy like this. So he made this evil to me. When you consider about him, that anger arises. And another person who supports your enemies, is supporting him. Due to him, my enemy is fighting to me in that way or like this. So in this way, the anger arises. When you consider the person who trouble your beloved one, so your family or your friends are troubled or disturbed by that person. So if you consider about that kind of person, the anger aroused like this. So it means the anger, when the anger arises or hatred arises, in the other way, dosa mula consciousness arises, it has the conscious causes. We have to understand that first. So dosa mula consciousness arises due to the respective condition. If you wish to reduce the speed of the power of the anger, you have to consider in the opposite way. It means that when you consider about that person, the dosa mula citta arise. It means you have to stop that thought about that person. So you change to another person, or you change another aspect, another direction about him. So some people, they have you, sometimes they disrupt you. If you consider about his disruption, dosa arise. At that time, you have to consider how he help you, how he support you, how good to you. At that time, the dosa mula consciousness will be reduced, not to become strong, up to the Dhyavada. Basically, some other nature, like a tolerance, developing our tolerance to everyone and to every event, is also a kind of reducing the speed of the dosa, the speed of the anger. So tolerance, when it becomes your nature, the dosa cannot be very strong in your mind. So try before the hatred arise, make yourself who has the nature of tolerance. It is not one-time effort. It is long-term practice. So you have to practice yourself, your tolerance in every person, in every case. In this way, the nature of tolerance will increase in your mind mental process. So this also a kind of prevention, dosa mula citta, not to become the vyabhada. And another way is develop the loving kindness. So not intolerant is not enough sometimes. It has a limitation. So if go beyond the limit of the tolerance is pro. So it should be protected by the loving kindness. So developing loving kindness and keeping the nature of loving kindness in your mind. It is said that if you burn the dry firewood, that wood is that wood can be easily burned. But if you fire the wet firewood, just cut off the tree and then you put in the fire. The fire cannot easily catch up that wet firewood. So in the same way, if your mind is filled with the loving kindness, it is not easy to catch up by the anger. And also even when it is catch up by the anger cannot burn in short time. So the practice of loving kindness. So tolerance, loving kindness, and also another aspect, considering about the karma. Every beings are inherent of their own karma. Every beings are the owner of, or they have the real properties of karma. So whatever suffering arise in your life is due to your bad karma, not because of the other. So if you understand clearly in that way, you are inheriting of the karma you have done in the past, not because of other people. If you understand, and also if you keep that understanding in your mind, you will not blame to the other. So the anger will be reduced through the clear understanding about the nature of karma. And this is very important. Otherwise, we always point the other's mistake for our bad. The nature is very easy to see other is smallest, very single point of fault or mistake, but very difficult to see our great the mistake or many mistakes. Although we have done a lot of mistake to him, these mistakes never appear in our mind, but the only mistake he has done to me always appear first. That is why we have to observe our mistake first. Then we have to consider whatever happened to me is due to my karma. So in this way, we can reduce our anger toward the others and toward the situation. So we can accept the situation. And also another aspect is considering about the disadvantage of the anger. So all you know, if you really reflect the situation happened to you due to the anger. So anger never bring any goods to the person or to the community. But sometimes maybe you think because I'm angry and I talk to him, that is why he stopped disrupting me like this. But actually, without anger also, you can solve that problem. Then you can have the situation even better than with anger. So anger cannot bring anything good to a person and also to the community. In this way, considering the disadvantage of the anger, we can reduce the degree of anger not to become to the level of Vyavara. So very good question. Thank you very much for that question.